Hello friends, how are you? So today we are going to read a new poem. We are going to recite a new poem that has been taken from your book Marigold Class 4 NCERT, and the title of the poem is Why? So to get to this poem you have to open your book and turn to page number 60. So let's see which poem are we going to read today. So this is the poem that we are going to read today. It's on page number 60 of your book Marigold Class 4 NCERT. Let's read it. Why? I know a curious little boy who is always asking why. Why this? Why that? Why then? Why now? Why not? Why by the by? He wants to know why wood should swim, why lead and marble sink, why sun should shine and wind should blow, and why we eat and drink. He wants to know what makes the clouds and why they cross the sky, why sings the sun behind the hills, and why the flowers die. Some of these whys are not too hard to answer if you'll try. Others, no one ever yet has found the reason why. So, this is a poem about a little boy that we can see here, and he's playing with a piece of wood and a piece of marble or a stone, you can say. So this boy is very curious. Okay, he wants to know everything. He wants to know the reason of everything that is happening around him, and that is a very good trait. He is always asking why. Whenever he comes to a situation, he always asks why. So for what things does he ask the question why? He wants to know why the wood should swim. When we put a piece of wood in the water, it swims. So he wants to know why does it swim, and why lead, that is a metal, and a marble sink. So he wants to know that why does wood swim, it floats on the water, whereas lead and marble sink in the water. He wants to know the reason. Next he wants to know why sun should shine. So he wants to know the reason why the sun shines. Why does it emits light? And wind should blow. And why we eat and drink. So he also wants to know the reason of why we eat and drink. Why don't we just stay like this by not eating or drinking anything? Why do we feel hungry, or why do we feel the need to drink something? Why do we feel thirsty? So he wants to know this reason as well. He wants to know what makes the clouds. So he wants to know how are the clouds formed. So how does something so big and fluffy floats in the sky? How did they get up there? So he wants to know how clouds are made. Next he wants to know that why they cross the sky. Like why do they keep moving? Why do they keep floating in the sky? Next he wants to know that why sinks the sun behind the hills. So when we see a sun setting, we see that it sits behind the hill. So where does it go? So the little boy wants to know this. And why the flowers die. And he also wants to know that why after a point of time flowers die. And they are telling us that if we try to find out the reason for these questions, some of them are not too hard. Some of them are not too hard. For example, we know why we eat and drink, to get the nutrition, to sustain our body. That's why we eat and drink. So there are many questions here that could be easily given the reason for. And some question, others, no one ever yet has found the reason why. And some questions have not been found out by anyone. So this is the poem Why. Let us recite the poem once again. I know a curious little boy who is always asking why. Why this? Why that? Why then? Why now? Why not? Why by the by? He wants to know why wood should swim, why lead and marble sink, why sun should shine and wind should blow, and why we eat and drink. He wants to know what makes the clouds and why they cross the sky, Why sinks the sun behind the hills and why the flowers die? Some of these whys are not too hard to answer if you'll try. Others, no one ever yet has found the reason why. So wow, what a poem. I really like the poem and I really admired and am inspired by this little curious boy. So some new words are given here that are curious, lead, marble, sink and reason. Let's find out their meaning. So the first word was curious. So what does curious mean? It means a person who is eager to learn something, like the little boy who wants to learn so much about different things. Next word was lead. Lead. So what is lead? It's a soft, heavy, grey metal. It's the type of metal. It's look something like this. It's a raw lead. So it's a very heavy metal. That's why it sinks and it does not float in the water. Next word we have marble. What do we have? Marble. So what is a marble? A small ball of colored glass that children play with. Here is it. There are marbles. These are called marbles. Next word is sink. What is it? Sink. It means to go down or make something go down under the surface of liquid. See, here we can see the ship sinking. It is going under the surface of liquid. At last we had reason. What we have? Reason. And it means a cause or an explanation of something. So all the questions that the little boy was asking, there must be a reason behind everything. So these are the new words and these are their meaning. So what do you have to do now? You have to make sentences using these words and tell me what sentences did you make. Now we'll meet next time with another fun activity, poem or a story. Until then, bye-bye.